Okay. And yeah, it's working. That's kind of loud, but tilt that up a little bit. And that's kind of loud. Alright, so down. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? That's down. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Still kind of loud. But it's not that bad. Alright, we're gonna roll. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some pizza. And first step is get a cast iron skillet. In this case, it's an 8-inch cast iron skillet. Really? Am I not smart enough to take this off? Holy hell. Oh, it pops off. I almost ripped the whole top of this bottle off. That's stupid. Why would you design something like that? Alright, so a little bit in. I need a ton. And back on. Unscrew it on. And the cooking simulator thing is like, I had to choose something, so it's not hot yet. And I have a very specific pattern of cooking this in a skillet that I've developed over many failures, so. Okay, let's go get some dough. Get this party started. Dough, sauce, pepperoni, grated Parmesan there, and the sauce. Put the pan right here. Parmesan sauce. I'm not going to use both of those bags, but I have them. And let's get that. Knife. Dough. And I think we are ready to rock. See. I haven't quite worked the bugs out of the whole multi-streaming thing yet, so. That's just not. I am making pizza. We're gonna make pub pizza. These are because my son wants chicken bacon ranch. That seems to be getting pretty warm, so set that one up there. Thank you. I need to put that on a bigger screen, I think. Ah, Nicole. There. So what I normally do is I'll heat this pan up, and then as soon as I'll put the dough in to, it's not super hot yet obviously, but cut. And then I normally will fry this dough one side in the olive oil until it's golden brown. And move this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I will fry this dough on one side. This is pre-made dough that I'm buying. And instead of flour, I'm going to use garlic salt. I'll just put a little bit down so it doesn't stick. That out. And I normally flip this inside out and leave it over here so that I can take the excess, because this is going to make more than 2 pizzas or more. So a little more garlic salt down. Remember, this is going to be 2 pizzas. So the first pizza I'm making for my son is going to be a chicken bacon ranch pizza. I'll leave that off. And then that, and this will be extra dough. These are the 2 pizzas. You really don't need a ton of dough on this because it's really, as you can see, just a 8-inch cast iron skillet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and this dough stretched out. You want to make it pretty thin because it's gonna puff up. So it's going to be thinner going in, obviously, than it will be when it gets done. So as long as it's staying together, it's thick enough. And since we're using oil, there's no need to do, you know, the whole flour bit and that. So let's go ahead and stick this in the pan. There is that. Set it down to the 140 mark, and you can instantly smell the garlic salt. So I'm going to go ahead and dust it with a little more. And hit it with a little Italian seasoning. You kind of have to go a little quick with this because it's could have done without the Italian seasoning. Let me get my spatula. Because the first few times I went through and made this, it ended up not cooking. First few times I went through and made that. I don't know why I need to be doing that. So let's go ahead and give this a flip. There's that. Shut it off because it will burn. That was dark, but I got distracted. So do that. Pan is off. I probably had that too hot. Good thing this is Skylar's. And we're making more than like. We're going to end up making like 4 and then like some garlic bread, so. Go ahead and put that on there. Probably to grab a spoon too. Open this up. I'll soften that up. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Alright, spoon. Alright, so don't even worry about this tomato sauce going over the sides and into the pan. That's perfectly fine. This is going to, I guess it's going to be mine because I didn't, my spoon rest. So prepared. Alright. There's that. Then I will dust it with some Parmesan, because I can. Despite appearances outside, this is still America. Okay. This is the cheese that I got. It is a Sargento mozzarella and provolone blend. And I get it because it melts really well. A lot of the store-bought cheese that you can get has way too much plant cellulose in it. I think this has some in it, but it's much lighter than a lot of other pizzas. I mean, a lot of other cheeses, I should say. Alright, so there's that. This one will be mine anyways. I'm not going to give it to Skylar. I was kidding. His pizza is going to be chicken bacon ranch. I probably ought to go grab the bacon out of the fridge, but as I said, I'm working quickly here. I'm going to go with pepperoni, which is just regular pepperoni. And I'll go ahead and start the oven. I'm going to make probably 4 pizzas in total. 2 of them pepperoni, 2 of them of the chicken bacon ranch. And then I'll make some cheesy garlic bread or just regular garlic bread. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Dun, dun, dun. There's that. And I'm going to go a little sprinkle just as a binding agent. And once I get this put together, I'm going to put it in the oven I have here to embroiling it, basically just to melt the cheese, toast that. Alright. The best part of this kind of pizza is that right around the edges, you can just barely see it, I think. That cheese is starting to melt. Really good. A little dusting of garlic salt. If you have high blood pressure, maybe skip that. Or if you're a vampire. Okay. Parmesan. A little like that. And that is the broiler in the oven. We're going to go ahead and see, you can see it up close. Sexy, right? And boom, put that right in the broiler. Keep an eye on that. And while that is going, we're going to start on Skylar's pizza. And the reason why I'm using 2 different pans is because his isn't even going to have a, like, this is the sauce I'm using here. We usually get the margarita sauce, but they're out of a lot of stuff at the grocery store right now, so I'm sure everybody knows. Ingredients are getting hard to come by. So, bacon, pre-cooked, ranch. So, we'll do this differently. I'm not going to have the heat up quite so high. That's such a dumb design for their bottle. Really? This thing is just completely pissing me off. Okay. I thought that was a little odd. Alright, so apparently, and you guys will get a chuckle out of this. I'm just looking at that, and I'm going to put down some pot holders to set that on. Sorry, starting to melt. Okay, so, no, the joke was, I was literally pulling this entire gold piece off, and it came off the first time fairly easily, so that's why I'm laughing, but there's this screw top piece, which makes way more sense than the other way. Yep. And with that, realize it's put this out too. And give that a minute to let the heat sink up through here. Oh, still going. Don't want the audio. We'll do it this way. Okay, let's do this here. All right. A little more garlic salt. Work that dough. First one's always awful, no matter when you're making more than one. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna move on and make better ones. Improve. Okay. Let's take out that little point. That's better. It's not quite so hot. That'll work way better. There. And I'm not putting the sauce in. By sauce I mean that right yet, because obviously I gotta flip this. Not super hot. Give it a second on that. The temperature with an induction cooktop is so up and down. Like it heats up super quick, cools down. Even with a cast iron skillet, it still cools off really quick, comparatively to, you know, like a gas or something like that. Still going. Yeah, that's good. So what's everybody been making for, since most of the country's in quarantine? That's getting there. See on the Twitch. Boom. So it's almost getting there. I'm gonna give it a flip. here in a second. You can hear it. It's like a, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's almost like a scratchiness. Let's see. You want a spatula with a rubber. That's better. Because I don't need it to be super brown when I flip it. I just need it to not be doughy. It's just starting to get a little brown there and there. So let's go ahead and bang, shut that off. Because the skillet will keep the heat going. Put a little of that in there. We'll look at that go a second. I'll put that on right before I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 or 3 of these. We'll go 3 and 3. These are those. These are air fried chicken tenders, or chicken things. I just air fried them. That. Very crispy. These are the honey dipped. You can get them at Walmart. They're like $5 or $6 for a bag. They kind of have a tempura coating on them. So, a little warm. Here, watch out, camera. Okay, let's get this out of there. Call it good for a minute. That one right there. So you can get a look at that. That's what it looks like. Away from that. And this is starting to heat back up again, so let's go ahead and put the ranch on it. That. I'm not spreading it around. Gotta go quick on this. And again, it's fine to get some of this cheese off the edge, because it's going to caramelize and there. Set that aside. Take some of these chicken pieces. Don't burn your hands, obviously, like I did, obviously, if you can see it. Okay, bacon. Ta-da-da. Brush some of these, some of the breading to the side. You know what? I gotta remember to make this work for 2 pizzas, because I'm going to be putting the excess in, or the second pizza I make in the in some Gladware containers after I cut it up. And then Also gonna add a little Parmesan cheese. Shh, don't tell him. It'll almost be a kind of little bit like a chicken Parmesan, just without the marinara. Or the tomato sauce, I should say. Alright, and a little sprinkle of this. I'm going to go ahead and get the oven preheating again. I'm going to do less cheese on top of this because it's more likely to bind as it the way it is. Boom. Alright. Let's get this in the oven. You know what? I'm going to rotate that around so that I can see it a little better. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and set this aside on the plastic. I'll move this back up here. You can see what we're working with. There is the first pizza. I'm going to get a smaller paring knife to slide around the edges. This is just to release it so that I can slide it out here. Come on. There we go. Rotate this around so that I can there. Now, let's go ahead and liberate this one. As well. Scoop that out because I'm going to be making another one here. Okay, so let's see how this looks underneath. I can't really show that well, but let's see. It's all nice and golden brown on the bottom. And now we get my cutter, which is this thing. That's right. It's about to get all Klingon up in here. Oops, step on that a little bit. That. I'm just going to cut it in 4 pieces because they're small. There's that. And set that there. And we'll get a plate to put this on. That. There. So, boom. Get motion sick. Pizza 1. I'll set that aside. Actually, you know what? How's that looking? It's getting there slowly. I'll put this in the container because I got a set of these. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. Flatware containers for pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and they should be just about the right size, roughly. Come on. Started to melt back together. Work with me here. So, trying to get this in the well, I guess these are slightly too big pizzas. So it kinda almost all fit. But put it in the fridge. And that'll be see. Anyway, one of these containers, slide it right in the fridge. Actually, I'm going to let that cool off a little bit first. Just because of the moisture. If you put something in the fridge too fast, it's going to be or too soon. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and wipe out the Skylish plate, and that'll be mine for my second one, which I'll actually just eat. So go ahead and just wipe this down. Just get some of the excess pizza sauce out of it, basically. And start all over again. There we go. Just a dab of oil. Yeah, I know. We've never used a induction cooktop before. That beeping is it detects the fact that there's no pan on the surface, because it works. It doesn't actually heat this glass up. It uses a magnetic resonance, which causes the pan itself to heat up. It's pretty cool, and that's why it can heat up as fast as it does. All right. Ow, that's hot. Again, don't burn your hands, kids. So, let's slide this off. Get this. Yeah, we'll call that good. Probably get a little more. Yeah, well, we'll do a little more. Just a little more crisp on the top. So now that that's heated up to that, I'm going to wipe off the cutting board just so that when I cut his, it doesn't get, again, pepperoni and pizza sauce all over it. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. You can see the heat. It's basically, let me get this other package of dough. I almost dropped it. Like that. I'm saving both of these little bits of dough, aside from the two pizzas. So that I can make the garlic or the cheesy garlic bread. You know what? I'm going to open that like 5 more times in the next couple minutes. We'll roll with it that way. Basically just pop it inside out the bag. And this dough comes frozen when you buy it at Walmart or wherever you buy your dough. You know, yes, you can make dough from scratch and it's generally better, but this stuff gets you probably, I would say, 80% of the way there. And it's $1 a round and it's frozen and it keeps for a while in the freezer. And if you just take it out the day before, like I'll usually, before I leave for work in the morning, I will take, and if I know if I'm making pizza that night, I will take the dough out of the freezer and set it in to the refrigerator and just let it defrost over the course of the day. And that looks good. Set that there. And this should be done. Let's go with this. Yeah, a little better. More of that golden brown color. I'll set that aside. Let that chill out a little bit. And let's go back to this. Okay. Yep, that's still hot. That. This is going to be my second pizza because it's using the same pan. Do that. This dough. Spread out. My son gives me a hard time because I'm not, I don't toss the dough up in the air, but these are 8-inch pizzas, so there's not much stretching necessary. There's that. I'm going to shut that off. I'll let that get, so I'll throw that up one out. So we're going to use both of those together. We can all not wash our hands too much nowadays. Kind of see the bubbling that it's doing. Give it another minute. And then I will flip it. And then once this is in the oven, I will grab that and start okay. All right. That back on warm. This is all you can push it down to make it a little wider because it's again not reaching the edges anyways. So we'll let that go. And while it's going, I will get some sauce. Oh, make a mess. And again, don't worry about the like loud sizzling sounds, anything like that, because that's fine. Parmesan. Oh, grated Parmesan, I should say. That off. Smells amazing when that sauce and the garlic salt hit the hot pan. Really good. Okay. With a little pepperoni. My pizza, I can do what I want. All right. That sauce I spilled. All right. Get this heating up. This recipe. Oh, hold on a second. I'll see your comment, but I can't really read it from here. Dope. Forgot to put the cheese on top. Can't have that. And again, this glass, some of the heat from the pan heats the glass up, but the glass itself isn't heated. It's just the magnetic coil underneath. Hit that, a little Italian seasoning on top. Sure. Why not? And there we go. There's that. You are the last pizza crust. So you can go over there. You gotta be off from the side. Stay out of the way. And the only thing that is bad about oh, let me go look at the comment. For some reason it's not showing up on mine. Yeah. Yep. It definitely is not. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Definitely. And if you're making something like, you know, like a New York style, then I definitely recommend trying to just go in the route of making your own dough. But things like this where you're just, you know, weeknight cooking. I mean, obviously this isn't a weeknight, but let's all just pretend. So, but yeah, it's meant to speed up the process and get you most of the way there. There are always ways to do things better, but sometimes I find you kind of run up against what they call the law of diminishing returns, where the amount of money or effort you're putting into something aren't really paying back off as much as you were putting in. And again, something like this is pretty to run the risk of everybody of being groan inducing. It's a little low rent, so oh, that's not good. Alright, let's cut this one up, and I'll just wipe that off because it's got some of the breadcrumbs on it. Some of the chicken bread, well, I guess it doesn't matter. At least it's got pepperoni. And, oh, move this down here so you guys can see. Boom. Okay. And I'm going to rotate this so I don't cut the dough. There. Okay. Let's take a look and see about how the crust looks. Looks good. Not the best lighting to see, but it's kind of a tough angle. And that is the chicken bacon ranch. Let me look at this real quick before I step away to give him his pizza. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. You're welcome. Alright, so we're going to make him one more. Get this, heat it up, a little dollop. Should be all the olive oil I need. You get some of the vibration sometimes because of that resonance. That's that. Let's get there. So let's get this in. Just a little bit. That you don't want to. I didn't. If I put the Italian seasoning on, it tends to burn. So let's get in there. Since I'm done with some of this stuff, I'll go ahead and put that away. Pepperoni and the sauce, pizza sauce. sauce. There. That's get out. Who's hiding? Some more ranch to make the. Let me double check that before I get too deep into this one. A second or two. So go ahead and do this. Like that. And I will do the other chicken. Super crunchy, obviously. I think you can probably hear that even through the I need to send that up to the bigger screen so I can see what's going on. Okay, so that is done. And right there. It's set, very hot still. I'll let that continue to bubble over there. That's the extra dough and stuff, and the other pizza's still sitting in that container. So I gotta hurry up and get this. Well, alright. Let's get the bag of cheese opened up. The only thing that's difficult about this is sometimes you gotta work quickly because the pan can burn the crust if you don't get it off into the oven quick enough. So let's go ahead and put these pieces in there. Again, chicken. Alright, should have just cut up all the chicken and all the bacon at once. Put it in plates, but I'm not what most would call a professional at this, but I am having fun. Alright, just gonna cut up this bacon and then go from there. And again, this is the leftovers pizza because he's already got his other one. I need to get some hand towels just for cooking. But I'll set that there in case I need it in a second. Start preheating that oven on broil. Just give it a little bit more color before I maybe a little Italian seasoning on this one, just to see if it likes it. Boom. That Parmesan really smells good when it gets heated up. He's going to start yelling at me in a second. See, that's the most hilarious thing, is it beeps at you like the instant the skillet comes off it, until you take it off and expect it to, and then it doesn't do. Hey Heat, how's it going? And thanks for the follow. I really need to, this is kind of a makeshift setup because I need a new processor for my stream machine, which normally I have a larger screen so I can see everybody's comments. But like a lot of things right now, we're kind of making do with less than ideal circumstances. But it's a bit like camping, you make it work. Alright, so I'm going to put some garlic salt down here. I'm going to get this. This is the leftover dough from the 2 different packages. We're going to make some garlic bread. Obviously not right at this moment because I got to get that out of the pan. But let me get that touched up. Alright, let's trim this around the edges. Making a mess, but that's how you know you're doing it right. Down. Okay, there's that. Let's get this out of the pan and onto there. Let that sit for a minute. Not quite a minute, but I was going to clean this out because I'm going to make garlic bread. And as you can see, this doesn't take much time at all. Almost making them, very nearly I should say, making them from what would be called scratch, or close to it, I guess. Scratch if you're making the... Everybody's definition of that is different. Like, some people will consider it from scratch if you're using store-bought sauce, store-bought dough, you know, pre-made toppings. Some people want you to basically, like, you know, go kill the pig and the cow, and, you know, that's what they consider from scratch, and apparently they have all kinds of time on their hands. More than the rest of us, I should say. Alright, so put this on the plate. There. That will be dinner in about 20 minutes. Off the cutting board. Give it another minute. Oh, I put the oil away. This one is going to be much less complicated. Get that heated up. It's hot. Alright, so that, this dough stretched out. So look, that's just about done. As soon as I get this in the pan, probably pull that out. There's that. Nope, not quite done yet. Needs a little more. Yeah. Since this is garlic bread, we're going to hit it with a little extra garlic, salt, and in a couple of minutes this is going to firm up halfway through. And then I'm going to flip it over, hit it with some more garlic salt, a little bit of cheese, both Parmesan, mozzarella, and provolone. And at that point it should be ready to go into the broiler. And once that comes out, I'm going to cut it into like 1-inch long strips. It's going to be almost like a look almost like a biscotti, for lack of a better term. Nah, I want a little more. It's going in the fridge and it's going to be in there for a bit, so it will handle the being more dried out. What? Yeah, they're all clean.
Both of those, right?
No, you can use one of them and oh, you want me to hand it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna add some cheese. Yeah, I figured that out. It was worth the shot though, right?
I guess I'm better at eyeballing things than you. Every time you thought it could fit in something, I'm just like, no, that won't fit.
You got those scopes on your head.
Yeah.
I probably need some. Okay, there's that. Do some Parmesan first. Okay, grab that out. Set that there. Well, no, that's why I'm sweating a little bit. Because no, I'm gonna put that on there. So we're gonna go a little more garlic salt because it's garlic bread. She just fell over. Okay, so crank that up a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna give this another minute. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because I already shut off the burner, so that will heat up. Let's grab this and pull that there. You got you, Genji. Yeah, I'll just use one of the other shapes to hold the shape containers, I should say. Hold the garlic bread. How much do you try to use the paper towels to pick this up with? There's that. Put that here. Since I'm done with it. And cheese is all set. Put that in the fridge. Ooh, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That's a tough game. Yeah, it is. My son disagrees. What's up? Come on. Still warm enough, it starts resealing. Cheese is extra melty. Come on. And again, like he said, these are not perfect size. They thought they were close, in which they are really close, but they're not quite close enough. Let's try this on the other side. Yeah, that one's better. All right, it's melting. Make sure I've yeah, they're pretty good, Harmony. They are. We're finding out if they're any good reheated later on, but fresh they're really good. They crispy crust and everything. Yeah, let that melt. So you can see this one fit in a little better, but yeah, still not perfect, but I think it's because I put it in warmer, so it had more flexibility. But
So you told me when you pull it out, you're gonna have smushed pizza.
no. Maybe.
It's your pizza.
No, it's your pizza. It's
They're
not.
identical. It could be your pizza.
What do you mean they're identical? Yours is chicken bacon ranch and mine's pepperoni.
Oh, you made the second one like that too?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to think about food.
Too warm?
I hesitated when you freaking got in the pizza because I was like, I just ate the chicken and I'm already like nearly full.
Should probably take a shower.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I just had to find socks. Just,
Do you open your window at all?
yeah, I just opened it.
Oh, yeah. I leave mine open all the time. Like at least a couple inches before those locks hit it.
Well, I had it open when I was in bed and it's just like, well, first it freaking sucks in the window cover. The one on the outside, because the wind, so it's annoying. And second, it kind of like blocks the air because of that. So it doesn't really get very much in.
Gotcha.
I don't like the idea of that one being open. It's the most efficient, but I don't like it being open because it doesn't have a spring and the cat is freaking retarded.
The cat won't go through it though.
She could.
She could.
She got through that, my window, both coverings. She ended up behind it on the windowsill.
Yeah.
And
My point is she's not going to jump from 3 stories up.
hey, she's stupid enough.
Nah, she's not that stupid. I mean, she's not brilliant,
I'm not saying it's on purpose.
but I think she has a pretty well developed self-preservation streak.
Could be accident.
Yes. Yes, the cat is very excited. No, she's perpetually irritated, is what she is. She's irritated that nobody gives her attention, and she's irritated because somebody's giving her attention just not quite the exact way she wants. Then she's just irritated.
She's irritated because you're trying to sleep at a normal time,
Right.
and she doesn't sleep because she already slept. She's selfish.
Red Baron. Yeah. I actually had one of those earlier. That's funny. They had the little small deep dish ones, and I just had it in the freezer, and it was in the box and it was taking up too much space, so I took it this morning and just put it in my little oven, countertop oven. I have like a full-size oven over there. I very rarely use it unless it's if I'm making like a full-size pizza or something large. And it's just me and my son, so we don't make huge meals. And let's see how this turned out. That is the okay. Ow, that's hot. That'll bubble down in a second. It's just super warm at the moment. Actually, what am I doing? I can just put that on here since I don't need it. Close that oven up. Okay, so I lied. I thought it would bubble down. It will in a second. It'll cool off. Let's try this now that I'm officially done. Except for cutting up the... it's obviously really kind of oily. But... that's very good. I could signal through that. Am I just not? What the heck is that? Oh, that's the Looney Tunes fighting game. The arcade machine is I just put a video up on my channel, on my YouTube channel yesterday. It has 8,000 games in it.
They did anything back then, didn't they?
Huh?
I said they made anything back then, didn't they?
Yeah, that was, you know how like movie tie-in games are generally considered to be pretty awful?
Well, yeah, they're always awful, and they don't make anything there.
99.99% of the time they're awful, but I don't know what that is. Oh, must be an alien game. This is the face huggers. This is bass fishing.
I mean, I doubt they're very hard to make back then for like the side-scrolling ones. All they had to do was freaking make the pixel art and then reuse the same things.
The sprites and stuff, but I mean, relatively speaking,
They had shoot and get shot, and that was it. And they just bam, put the models in.
but the choices they made had to be a lot. They had to be on the money with the things that they did put in there because it was difficult to, you know, there's only so much on the screen. That was Mega Man 4. I don't know what this, oh, this must be, I don't know what this is. Some drunk street fighting game. That looks like some kind of, hey, it's Frogger. There you go, bud. Frogger.
How about it?
Is this
The only time
Zelda?
any old games like this are cool at all anymore is if it's like an Easter egg of being able to play this game inside of another game. Then it's cool. Because you're like, whoa, just look at this game console. You can watch me play this old game that isn't fun inside of this game that is fun, which makes that old game fun.
You know what? You're spoiled, but that's okay.
Everyone who plays games is spoiled now. We're spoiled with good games. That's why we nitpick everything about them now. Because we can't be satisfied.
I don't know. Also, the tools that people have to make games nowadays make it a lot easier.
AAA companies don't need those tools. They make their own tools.
Yes, but those tools that they have made make it a lot easier.
Yeah. That's how everything is.
Because there's no, like...
You don't have to use a freaking Nokia phone now. So look, you got an Android now.
I remember playing Lord of the Rings on my flip phone. That's gangsta.
I played flip phone games too back when we didn't have like a ton of stuff. So like, this is the same Game Boy games, or it was hey, can I play football on your flip phone?
Okay, so let's cut this up into... Okay, it's done. It's just thick. Dope. There. And it's so hot that it's still super flexible. You gotta come out and read your comment. Yeah. I love that. I get that as a Christmas present from my parents. I'd asked for it because it's using the little wheel ones always ends up like smushing all the ingredients down, and this one makes it a much neater cut. But, see, that's old school. That's like a labyrinth style game on the Atari 2600. But yeah, no, this pizza cutter. I think you can see it's Love This Kitchen, I don't know, brand or whatever. But you basically just grab it and rock back and forth with it. Does a good job. Cool. I don't know. Maybe I should cut them in half too. Yeah, those are kind of long. Do one more cut. There. I'm gonna let those cool off and then put them in another one of these containers and then throw it in the fridge. I think these are cooled off enough to have lids put on them. And there. I don't have nothing for all these. That was brilliant. Let that cool off. And pick up my stuff. I'll let that cool down. I always try to pick up while I'm cooking. I know some people don't like to clean while they cook, but for me it's more of a, when I'm done cooking, I want to be able to eat, and I don't want to sit there and look at a bunch of stuff sitting, you know, cluttering up the counter and everything. The only exception really is these cast iron skillets, because they have to be seasoned again, or they don't necessarily have to be every time, but I do. I rinse them out with water, use a kind of a natural SOS pad that doesn't have any detergent in it, and I don't use any dish soap. And then once that's done, I hand dry it with the towel, hand towel, and rub it down with olive oil, and then stick it in the oven for, you know, 10 or 15 minutes at 200 degrees or so, 250. Just enough to kind of cause the oil to thicken up on the surface, and that's why hardly anything stuck to these. You get a picture of those before I keep eating them. I'll eat this one too so it looks even. Here. Nice. Whew. He's not wrong, it is warm in here. We live on the 3rd floor, so all the heat rises. These good. Alright, so let's go this many. Yeah. It's all the effort of. I should have got a bigger container. Boom. There is that. Alrighty. Now I think I'm gonna sit down and eat, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But thank you guys for watching, and stick to cooking, stick to trying to do as much normal stuff as you can. because it's the only way you're going to keep from going stir crazy or get cabin fever or anything like that. And I've seen some of my friends say that now's a good time to pick up to try out some new things, and because let's be real, you're not going to the beach, so not that you would right now anyways, it's still pretty cold. But yeah, I mean, cooking, if you don't cook a ton, now's a good time to try some stuff out. Again, most people are not spending too much time outside, and you know, if you're going to be in here eating anyways, you might as well learn how to cook some new things, and then that way, the next time something like this happens, you won't be quite so disappointed about not being able to hit the local restaurants and stuff like that if you eat out a lot, because you'll be able to make more of your favorite stuff at home. So